Right, hello. It is a stormy day here on the west end of Japan. We got all the storm shutters closed, so the house is a little bit dark, and perhaps in the background you can hear the wind. It is, and the rain. It's just kind of lashing down, to be honest. Alright, so we're back on it. We're gonna try and get a game here. Hope that the internet holds up. Yesterday we had an interesting experience. For the first time, our opponent that we were actually playing in the game joined the chat during the game, so I wasn't such a fan of that. This is obviously something that can happen. Though, so it's a little bit more about just getting our mindset sorted for it. I decided that I'll just play my game, ignore it, and at the end of the day we'll see how the game goes. There's no point in not talking, because then why am I streaming or pretending to say something silly? Alright, we're white, we're going to go d4. So yeah, so that was a bit of a silly one. We played against the Grand Prix attack, but now we're on a new game. So we are white, and we're going to invite a Nimzo. Alright, knight f6, yeah, and here we go. And I'm going to play the same-ish. I think we've played it once or twice from the white side in this series already. Now we're looking at some of these moves, depending on what white does. These are all moves, I think. There is even like a knight c6, so I don't really know that one so well. But I think these are kind of the four standard moves that you can get. Knight e4 is also a move, but I think that's actually just silly. So probably these are the main ones. We'll see what our opponent comes up with. Yeah, so yesterday was the first time that happened, at least that we know of, and it threw me big time, more than it should have. I should know that that's something that can happen. Alright, so c5, definitely critical. We are not going to move our pawn because we want to retake. We will actually just defend, I think, with e3 and continue getting our development going. Alright, and white also says, all good, I'm just going to close off my light square bishop. I'm not sure, are you going to go for this then? I'm a little bit unsure what the plan is there. Yeah, well, we're just going to develop our light square bishop, and then we can develop our knight, then we can castle, and we'll see. This is not a move. What was the second one they played? This is not a move that I'm super familiar with. We can also play e4 here now, I guess. The point being that when they play here, if we have e4 already, it's actually much better for us because then we can push past. So maybe e4 just directly. They take, but then we can still hit the queen, so it doesn't matter if it comes in for a check. And yeah, so I think actually it looks a little bit silly that we've kind of stutter stepped our pawn, but I think it works. Yeah, opening up their own light square bishop potentially on the diagonal here. Not much I want to change about the situation just now. Bishop g4 is actually also a move we can consider. Take takes, always good. This pawn needs to be defended in a second. This would potentially... I'm just going to keep on developing. I don't think there's any reason to stop. On the bishop, we can play f, we can play knight over. I'm actually thinking about knight over because maybe I can get f4 in with one move later on. Whereas f3 now is very safe and sound, but I don't think it's necessary. If we go knight g3, if they push, in that position, if they push here, I guess we're just gonna say, alright, cool, let's lock it up. And we're still gonna look for f4 in that position, I guess. If they go here, we can take once and push past. And we'll just kind of get this structure. But then the game will switch to the queen side a little bit. Alright, but I think I'm kind of happy with this. I think it saves us going f3 and then f4 later, maybe. don't think anything is hanging just yet. Probably they're going to bring out their knight now in some way. Oh, maybe I made a mistake because now here this is going to get double attacked. So then I have to play my own Darkspear Bishop out maybe to defend it. Oh, Queen out instead. Alright, very unexpected. I didn't see this coming. Maybe they're trying to double up on this. Yeah, if we push, that doesn't seem very good. If we push here, I mean this is okay, but it's not really what we're going for. If the knight comes out now, I'll actually be in time, so I think I'm okay. Yeah, the knight comes out this way. Alright, interesting. Alright, so there's not much to this now. If they take, this is still safe. Maybe they want to take, and they can't get the knight there. Maybe they want to push. We can't push, unfortunately. If they push, I mean, I think that's what's going to happen there. So that's okay, I think. Actually, if they push, we don't even have to. No, I guess we do. If we play f4 first, if they push, what happens then? Then I can take once this way. Oh wow, I'm actually, this position is not one I know at all. I'm a little bit unsure. Here, this doesn't look like a good move, to be honest. I do think this is what we're going for. This is the whole plan behind our development scheme. I guess if they go here, we can take once, and then we can push through. It's the same kind of situation. Yeah, okay, but anyway, f4 is our move, I'm pretty sure. This diagonal currently isn't a concern, so that's pretty good. I just realized I don't know if my microphone is on, but it is, that's good. Hey, Vibe of Kumar Mohanty, you were here yesterday as well. Thank you very much for coming to say hi. Alright, rook over, putting a lot of pressure on our file here. I think it's time for us to open things up. If we go here, if we do this and they push past, what happens then? If we do this and they push past, we close off. Then what in the world are we doing? I actually don't know. If we do this and they jump their knight somewhere, they can't do this. They could jump their knight backwards, I guess. I just don't want to have them push past us. I feel like that's kind of a loss because we want to open up the file. If we push past here, if they take, we can take back, but it opens things up in the wrong file. Yo, I'm very unsure what to do here. This also allows us to do this. So maybe it is this move, and if they take, we take back, and that's kind of a structure we want. It does give them their light square bishop. Here, here, here. The knight has to go somewhere. Basically back is the only move though. We can come in attacking. Okay, I think this is probably good for us. We just got to be careful about what they open up. You know, if the queen comes here, we got to be careful about this. But I think we can actually, we can gain it. We can use that as a reason to bring our other rook around. Yeah. Take, yeah, okay. This is what we're going to do. We're breaking with e4, e5. I'll come back to the chat quickly. And Rex Noldor Upswell, oh, it's amazing. I'm rated 1000. Can you give me some tips having a tournament this coming May 20th? Please. I will answer all your questions. Just let me play the game first. I'm sorry. I just want to focus on the game first, but I'm super happy to give my comments towards the end. I'm nervous about doing more than one thing at a time. I also realize here, if they're not careful, we could come in and we could get the rook. Although I think in that case they might push their pawn here. And then I'm not so sure, because we would retake. They would retake with a knight. Oh, then we can get our bishop against the queen though. Is there... they can sack, I guess. That's a move. They can prepare this mate threat, which is obviously something we should be careful of. But as said, I actually don't think that's... Is there any... So they've got that square covered, they don't have this one covered, but I actually think this is just a great response. Covering the pawn from far away. Knight is still hanging. Okay, they don't even. Although then I just realized, and that means they can get the knight in there. Alright, now we are going to get on the offensive, and we're going to go there quickly. If we take and they take back, we come in for a check, the king goes back, we have nothing. So I think we actually we're going to threaten some stuff, and depending on how they respond, wow, okay, if we go here and they go here, we take, and if they take this way, what if I do this? And once they take, no, because I can't get onto the right diagonal here to attack this. Can they defend it? Not immediately. They can push their pawns though, obviously. We can take, maybe they bring out their, oh man, okay. Okay, I realize we also have this then, which might be good. So what if I do this and they take, and I come here, then they run back? No. What if I jump my knight in first? This just feels kind of better. There's a lot of dark square holes. They don't have a dark square bishop. After this, I could actually come here or here, and my knight could come in, my bishop can come in. Okay, we're going to move ahead, put some pressure. Alright, so I've got your questions. Openings for white and black for about 1800, and 1000 rated tips coming up in the tournament on May 20th. By the way, if you can tell me, Rex, the time control for your tournament, that might change the answer slightly. It doesn't have to, but I think it could. Alright, so this doesn't work because we're just going to sack. Our opponent has left the game. Oh no. I mean, we're definitely better, but I don't think we're... Okay, yeah, we're not winning. It's not that level yet. Okay, so here I think actually we're going to put our queen on one of these squares. Yeah. Because then we still have... Oh, not there. Here, because then we can bring our dark square bishop in. If we go here and you try to break... Actually, that just gives us a beautiful check there. Okay, yeah, I think if we play this correctly, I think we might just win. We just got to be careful. I think this is the move either way. Taking directly, they take, as doesn't work here. We still have this response against the queen coming in. Also, I realized we could have just then put the bishop in the front. Alright, rook, knight over, stopping any silliness with our knight. We can do this, and then the knight has to run away, I guess. We can pin it to the story, but I actually think this is maybe the way we're going to go. I was really hoping to get this pawn to move. Take here, pins it to the king. But then actually maybe we need to get our other piece in first. If they come at us with their pawn, honestly, then we might do this. And here, and once they take here, okay, yeah, so we're going to bring the other rook in so long. Which I think works. Okay, they're breaking in the center. Do we care? This pawn is hanging if we don't take it back though. So I think we might have to take back here. Although this would be pretty good. But yeah, I'm guessing we have to do this. And then these pawns are getting a little bit weak. What about this, actually? So here, yeah, we got to be careful how we try and win this. Take back, doesn't matter. Take here. So what if I ignore this? You're going to get that pawn, which is really bad for us. I think we need to keep the e5 pawn alive. Here now we don't have this because this, oh, I guess it does help us to get there. And that would hit that rook as well. But we could also bring our other rook over, which is basically the plan I've got here. Here I'm attacking it again, coming in here, taking some stuff. Maybe I can do this, take once, and then... Oh, hang on, maybe I should have done this. Come up here, take once, king comes up. Then I check, you can't take with the pawn, the king has to move somewhere. There or there. Then I go here. If you take... Yeah, I just don't quite have it, but hang on, I also have rooks here, so maybe this is a way to go to get rid of that defender before it jumps onto another square. This week these pawns are still there, but they might start falling apart pretty soon. Hello Chess Mediate, welcome to the channel. We are playing Road to Better Chess, which is public 15 plus 10 games where we try to improve. I'm actually wondering if we should do this, because if they take here we get the... oh, but then our rook hangs. Yeah, it's not so good. So this rook, if we do any of that stuff, needs to come over somewhere. But I really like this idea. And then taking, checking, going over, hitting their squares. And that actually allows us to threaten mate here. And then once they go... oh, then we don't have access to that square anymore though. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Then we actually just lift a rook. Okay. Maybe we're complicating our win more than we need to. Maybe it's just a rook lift at that point. This was maybe not even necessary, I wonder. Yeah, I think then at that point this, and it's just not possible for them. The pawn will be there, stopping anything else from coming in. If the rook lifts up, the queen takes it. So yeah, I mean, it's down to tempi. With this traded off, this will be weaker. This, we're going to be trading and moving off a bunch of our pieces to get this attack going, but I believe in it. I believe in it. Sack the rook on f1, please. Yeah, I was going to do a rook sack if the position turned out different, but it didn't, so... Alright, I mean, this gives us here, which the queen just has to move, or you have to block with your pawn. Take, maybe you take. Is the queen coming anywhere right now? It's not coming anywhere just yet, so maybe we have this move first. Just doubling up. Doubling up. This was the plan, right? I'm guessing they want to push. Take. But doubling up just feels great. Here, and we've got so much attacking power. Because if I go here and they push, It's not quite what I want to do just yet. Yeah, this is just looking very strong. And now we've got 2 extra rooks on this file as well. So if you break, we're almost always going to take with the knight. We can pin it to your queen, which is rather dangerous. Take with the rook. Oh, taking this side? Okay, that's slightly different from what expected. I do see that the hangs are light square bishop, so that's a good find. I didn't expect that. Yeah, I kind of don't know if we have an option here, to be honest. Alright, so you take out... Yeah, having the queen in the center is going to be a problem. I didn't expect this. So we're losing a pawn, and that pawn is also weak, so all our attacks are actually going to be slowed down. Oh no! Oh no! Maybe we misplayed this. If we don't take now, you're just going to take our light square bishop, and then... Oh no! Okay. Maybe we misplayed this with the amount of time we spent. Yeah, I didn't see this sack coming. This loose piece. So take. This is a problem. We could hit your queen. You take there. Hit your queen again. Doesn't look like it's working. I think we're actually... Our position's kind of busting now. Do we just admit we lost a pawn? Take. Oh, we get our knight in there actually though, so this could be, depending on getting the knight in there, could be good enough. Alright, well we're going for it. We're gonna have to. The thing I see is actually just putting our knight here straight away. Oh, hang on, shit. Okay, I saw this, but I realized that that's not gonna work. And yeah, they take... Oh no! Oh no, if we sack here... So the pawn's protected by the knight. That fianchettoed knight is turning out to be great. Uh... What to do? Here you can check us. You can also just take there. This pawn is a problem now. Should I push it first? Yeah, now your bishop is open and fantastic. Our bishop's actually a problem. What if I do this and you attack me now? I get out of the way. Take, then I take here, which is definitely not what the plan was. Alright, but I think we're gonna have to... We're kind of gonna have to just go for it. Time is low, position is tough. Time is low, position is tough. Test if older German, hello very much. Take the knight. I did take the knight, thank you very much. We are busy. We are busy playing our game. all comments welcome, but I am trying to win this game by myself, so if there's a lot of move suggestions, I might leave it to you to discuss, and I would just play my game first. Okay, hang on, now I can still do this. Take here, and then I can check, and potentially check again. So maybe this isn't completely busted. Just kind of. just semi-busted. Just semi-busted. The rook lift now has to come around this way, and this is going to be weak. Our back rank is weak. Yeah, so what do we take? Take, check. Your king's got 3 options. The front one seems rather silly. Yeah, so you're taking there. Now I have to kind of like get out of the way, right? I can stop you with my rook. Then you take, I take. And you're going to line up your queen to try and get this mate over here, aren't you? I might actually just have to walk out of the way a little bit. And that doesn't work here. Everything's still fairly defended. Your queen can come in. Oh no, your queen can't come in here. Then I can take. I still have this check. Oh wow, and actually then when your king goes there, check, you have to go there or there. That leads to mate. If you go back, I check you once. Then I go over. Oh, okay, okay. This is actually still really close. This is actually still really close. We've got to see what our opponent finds. Got to see what they find. Yeah, our main attack is because of the e5 pawn and then these guys. So them, yeah, coming over here, I was expecting this actually. If we take, that makes their queen move once, and then it's threatening mate. So I think here is better. Can you threaten? You can check us here or here, but that's actually not such a big deal. Here, and with the knight jump, actually we would defend backwards. So that's not the end of the world. But I think maybe, do I take once? Do I take once to make you move your queen? No. Do I take here, you take there, then I take. You're going to check me, and then you're going to threaten, and then I'm going to jump here, because if you take, then I unearth checkmate as well. Yeah, so I continue taking here. Let's hope this isn't a massive mistake. It is a tight game. Here, actually that doesn't work, never mind. So I'm expecting this. If they do take, I think we've basically got forced mate. If they take here and do things back here, then we almost have forced mate, but like not quite. Okay, so we have to take here. Now they've got these checks. There is also a perpetual potentially. Oh no, oh, the queen can come back here. Alright, I actually think this is mate. Here, they have to go there or there. Yeah, okay, I think we got it. This, I think our opponent missed the threat. If they go back here, then I go here, they can come up. Oh no, maybe that doesn't work. Back here. Oh, now I'm not so sure. Maybe is this the only way that works? Because then it's check and check. So if you go back here, I go here, you go forward. If I go here now and you take my knight, it doesn't help because I come back and you've got your queen defending. If I take here, you take, that's just absolute madness. I can go in there, but it's not good enough. So check here, you come out. Back. Okay, okay, I think I understand. It's one of those things where you have to dance the knight once or twice. If they go here, it's mate, because we do this, right? Or it's them sacking their queen. If they come forward, we jump back once. And then we check here. So now we come back. And then we're going to check here once. And you're going to go there, and then that's mate. Yeah, so just dancing the knights. I see you can put your queen there, for instance. Then we can go there. You can go back there. But then you still have to sack your queen for this. Yeah, now I can check you once. Kind of have to. Oh, sorry, I can block once. I have to. You've got this perpetual plan. What if I just step out of the way? Then you check me. Oh, you throw your bishop. I take. That's okay. If I go here, my knight's still okay, and this is a forced make sequence. So here, and what? You're gonna take, and my forced mate sequence continues. Yeah, I think this is okay. So we've got this, and then this, and it's mate. If you move your queen beforehand, still the same plan. If you move here, it's also forced mate. Moving the rook doesn't matter. The queen can't get us anywhere that matters except if you sack it. And this bishop check sacks the bishop, but we have our threat still. What about pushing the pawn? That's something we've got to be careful about. Pushing here or here changes things a little bit, but we have a rook on that as well, right? So, okay, I'll calculate it if they do it, because otherwise I don't know. If they push twice, I guess I have to take. Like, I don't know. Here, and your king can run away. Oh no, then I can still do this and you have to sack it. Okay, so if you push once or twice here, I check. If you go there... Oh, queen back. Okay. Yeah, so this was the check we wanted to do. Now we're going to check here though, and you're going to go there, and then we do this. So here you go back, and this, and we're threatening mate, and you have to give up your queen to stop us. Okay. Yo, gotta keep on calculating. Gotta keep on calculating. Eklanib, thank you very much and welcome to the chat. I can't read all of this chat at once, guys. You gotta give me a second. Just let us finish the game. I will come back and read everything. Alright, so you have to move your king. Here is even better for us because then this is check. But here is also okay because here, and you can't defend checkmate on h7. We're just gonna make sure that once they sack here and they get some checks on our king, that our king isn't completely, high and dry, but the rook helps, so it should be okay. Yeah, definitely I think we misplayed the middle game, but our opponent gave us a chance. Their counter attack on the queen side was looking really scary. But thankfully that didn't quite continue that way. I'm expecting that bishop sack still, because I don't think there's anything else. Now if you move the... Oh, you can't. You have to move your king. Sorry. You have to move your king. Never mind. So it's here, and then here, and then you have to sack your queen or its mate. Or it's here, and then it's also queen max 8. Okay, I forgot that I actually put the opponent in check. I'm thinking about if they're going to sack their bishop and stuff, but that's not happening right now. That is not happening right now. Okay. Yeah, so that gives you like an extra move, but it doesn't stop the threat. We go here, and this is mate, So you have to give up your queen. In which case I will take with the pawn, and then you have to defend with your rook. And then I think, oh, never mind. Alright, there we go. Alright, let me come back and read the chat here quickly, because this was way too much for me to read in one go. So all the way from the top, what's the best opening for white and black? I mean, okay, that's Mohanty, that's a moot question. There are a million openings, and unless you play top level, honestly, you could play any opening you're comfortable with, that you understand. Um, just some of them have more inherent risk than others. So if you play, for instance, like a gambit line, so let's say you play the Queen's Gambit, which is the biggest, like I played this here, d4, c4 is, against d5 is the Queen's Gambit, right? Um, Sometimes you give up the pawn, sometimes you don't give up a pawn, but whether it's good or bad for you depends on if you can understand it roughly and if you're happy taking on the risk. You know, if you don't want to take on the risk, play something more solid, safe maybe. Play the London or play a Collie system, which is quite interesting. King's Indian attack or just any kind of fianchetto line could be fine. For black, the same. You know, like some openings are more tactical by nature because they have a lot more pieces with a lot more tension, but that doesn't mean it's better or worse because you'll face people who are about your rating, and either way, you're going to have to learn. So I don't think there's a specific good or bad opening for either color. Some people say, so for instance, if you play the Catalan with white, which is d4, c4, g3, and fianchetting your bishop, that has a lot of theory in it. But if you're not playing kind of high level where people are worrying about theory, then that doesn't matter, right? So yeah, I don't think this is a fun topic. You can discuss it forever, but I don't think there's a specific white or a good or bad opening for white or black at any rating until you get like high um up in the thing. So for 1800, I mean, you could look at my videos. I'm 2000 now, but I was 1800 a while back, and I played similar-ish stuff. I just got better at it because repetition. So I hope that answers. Apologies. Rex, you said you're playing a tournament and you're wondering about some tips. You're 1000 rated. So in that case, I would say if you're a little bit more new to chess, maybe just play something that's very solid to start, meaning don't put all your pieces on the other guy's half of the other person's half of the board. You know, just develop your king side, bishop and knight and castle. Like that's the start, right? Then you know at least your king is kind of safe. And then you just put all your pieces on kind of like generally okay squares where they are defended. So don't put a piece on a square where it's not defended, and probably already going to be slightly better than a lot of your opponents at 1000 because they will maybe not do the same kind of just basic stuff. I sacked the rook on f1. I didn't sack the rook, but as I said, sorry, there is actually a line I wanted to do. Rook x f7. I'll definitely look at that now, but I wasn't so convinced about these things before. Take the knight. I'm assuming I did take the knight. There were so many knight takes. Bishop 7. I did play that. I think it's a draw with the queen. Thankfully, I didn't. I didn't get a whatchamacallit, a draw. Queen f6 was forced mate. We will check that out in a second, Rex. There was also knight e8. Our opponent playing backwards the knight. If our opponent had knight e8 earlier on, then that would mean that they would have hung their rook, right? Because our bishop was attacking it. Or do you mean that knight e8 as in move the... oh, you know what? Do you mean knight e8 for check? And if they take with the rook, then you play queen f6 check, and then the pawn is hanging, right? Check, and then you can take the rook. And okay, maybe that was a nice line as well. Definitely, there are better ways to have won the game. This was such a fun game, but it was very tactical at the end there. There was an unstoppable checkmate if you didn't take the knight. Oh, okay. An unstoppable checkmate if I didn't take the knight. Which knight? The middle knight? Or the knight defending? How so? If you go queen f6, I go knight e8, and the knight protects the mate. He played it well. Oh, okay, so maybe you guys were discussing it already. Oh, righty, I'm still learning. Oh, okay, yeah. So Rex, you were looking at this is a classic point, right? Like you're attacking something, but if that piece moves, it's defending the piece, the the square just came from. So I have made this mistake many times throughout the years. And this is a good example of it. If I could play queen f6 and take the knight when it's attacked by my bishop, that's mate. But any jump the knight makes still defends the square it comes from. So that square is not usable for mate because I can't take the piece that's on it. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. That's me too. But there was definitely a checkmate in here. We are going to do some analysis now. He has to give the queen. Queen e7 threatens checkmate. What's the move after knight e8? Where am I now? Sorry. What's the move after knight? I'm still trying to catch up here. I'm so sorry. How did I miss this? Oh, after knight e8, I was going to take the rook and just have a rook. I was happy to take the exchange if nothing else. And then I could kind of reorganize the game a little bit. Rook f7. I mean, I didn't remember that now in my head, but after you said rook f7, maybe that's something I would have looked at. Queen e7, yeah, I thought it was mistaken. Ideas with rook f7, I see him good find. And Eklambi, your 1900 as well, nice. Yeah, Rex is 1000. Can you give it tips? Yeah, Rex wants some tips. Yeah, man. I started off as 800 back when Corona started. Eklava, you actually are. Nabil. Nabil, I'm so sorry if I'm butchering your name. I also started playing chess when Corona started, actually. So what's it been now? Like about 5 years or four and a bit years? So yeah. Now, that was a good time to start playing chess. It's a great hobby when you have nothing, like no access to the outside. 98 after queen f6 because it would be threatening mate, but you did not go queen f6. We were just analyzing would have gone there. Yeah, all good. I'm actually, so sorry, now that I've put up on the chat, I'm actually going to do a little bit of self-analysis before we look at the engine and the opening book as well. So here's the Nimzo, and in the Nimzo, I mean, black doesn't have to play the Nimzo, right? They could play the Queen's Indian, Queen's Indian defense, or a Queen's Gambit declined, or like a super delayed strange Benoni kind of story, or just, I don't know, something else. But I'm happy to invite the Nimzo. I love the Nimzo for both black and white. It's a really fun opening. There's a lot of different structures. So actually coming back to ask us about a good opening for black and white, the Nimzo is a good example of an opening that I think is good for both colors. And I will kind of paraphrase, who's that guy? Coach Andras Toth. He's an FM or IM. I guess he's an IM. I don't know. Yeah, his point was that the Nimzo Indian defense, which is this position on the board right now, has a lot of variety inside it. So if you play this with white and black, there's always a different pawn structure potential, which means you always face a kind of different position and you have to kind of adjust your plan a little bit. So it means that even if you play the same opening again and again, you keep on getting broad experience because you face different situations. Unlike, and this is why people say the London isn't so good, the London normally ends up in a very similar kind of position. It's not always the case, obviously, right? But more so than not. So anyway, Nimzo Indian, I really like it. Yeah, I actually read like Understarth, Hanging Pawns, Fine Gold. There's a lot of YouTubers. I actually watched John Bartholomew game earlier today. He played a game against someone who's in the league that I play, League Chess 4545. One of our stronger players actually played John Bartholomew in some game online recently. You say you always play the Benko. Yeah, the Benko is really fun, right? It's not considered great at the top level, but since no one's there, right, it's really good. I have definitely lost some games against that as well. The Benko is definitely a fun game. With A6, I used to at least play the pawn return variation. So you play A6 and I don't take it, I play B6. So actually I'll give you the pawn back and you don't get your light square bishop out, or you don't get the A file open. So that's also quite fun. Alright, so yeah, so this is the Nimzo. There's a multitude ways we can play here. We can play E3, F3, Knight F3. We can play A3 like I did. We can play Bishop D2. We can play our Queen up to C2 or B3. You can even play Queen A4. That's even a move, although it's definitely not best. A3 is actually, I would say, the least principled one because I don't have to attack the bishop. I could just do something else because it's not actually threatening a piece that's undefended. But this is called the same-ish variation, and it's fine. A3 and E3 and F3 also transpose. So you'll see in the game that we ended up playing all of these moves at one point or another. So I could have started with E3 or F3 and had kind of the same game. But this just kind of forces black's hand a little bit. Now they have to figure out, oopsie, how they want to continue. Do they want to castle back? Knight e4 here is not good, by the way. If you take this pawn, there's a line here. You get 2 pawns for the piece, but it's not good for black. So I'll attack it, and then it does the what? Like run away. Oh no, it's already stuck. Maybe it's after this. Here, here, here. I don't know. There's a line here where like maybe I take once, and then I do something. I don't remember. Anyway, the point is that if you know the theory, it's not good for black. Alright, c5 I think is actually the main move here, and our plan in this game is we want to keep the center kind of stable here, and we want to get our e and f pawns up the board. Ideally you want to open up the f file like we did. If that knight is still sitting there and we can't kick it with a pawn or something else, we're going to sack our rook for it. And once we open up the king like that, our knight can jump around and be irritating, and our queen and our other bishops can come in. And we don't care about the double pawns. Black can play this plan where they bring their 2 minor pieces out to attack the pawn, but actually losing the front pawn doesn't really matter for white that much, to be honest. Obviously later on it can matter, but in the kind of middle game, until black gets some real counterplay going, the c4 pawn isn't really that valuable for white, so we don't have to spend too much time defending it if we don't want to. Anyway, so we continue with our plan. Yeah, this move I think is not something I'm used to. I think castling is best. Bishop out with the b pawn is best. I don't know, d6 felt a little bit strange. And ideally, obviously, if we could, we would play e4 directly, but we can't, so we play this first here, and then I realize we can play e4 now. And I know that the engine always says, if you can, in these positions, instead of developing your knight, just get e4 on the board, because you would love to have this broad center slightly protected, and we're going to eventually play f4 as well, and we're really trying to limit black's options, space, mobility. It's very frustrating to play black in this position if you don't know how to break out of it. So e4, we did stutter step, so we spent a tempo, but you know, now we've got a really good center set up. If you take, we take back, we still have 3 pawns in the center, so really nice. Knight develops, and here I regretted this slightly because I think actually I think actually f3 was probably the better move. My problem after knight g3, which is a move I'm going to play eventually, is that I think here kind of gives me some problems. I don't want to not protect this pawn, but I don't really want to put my bishop here on e3, although it's okay, I think. I think I've played bishop b2, which seems rather strange, but it just keeps this whole diagonal stable. If you take, I take back, and I still have my bishop behind the pawns all the time. But black didn't do that, so yeah, queen out here I don't think really mattered. Weak castle, bishop out. So they've developed everything, but very passive. We've got the center, as Andras Toth would always say. Yeah, and black still has to find some way to break out. They can take once and open up the file a little bit. They don't want to undouble our pawns, but actually that might have been a good idea. They did do it later on, right? Alright, so here we play f4. This is our plan. We're trying to, ideally, we would love for them to allow us to take. Or even for them to have a pawn here so we can take and they take back, and then we sack on that knight at some point maybe. But anyway, we didn't, and I think this was the correct break. I actually wonder if they should have taken, to be honest. I wondered afterwards if they should have just done this. But I think we would then, what would we do then? Probably just play here. And if you take, then we take, then we're hitting your knight. The knight can come back here though. Yeah, I don't know, maybe this doesn't work. Maybe we need to bring out our queen first. But then f5 is really difficult to do. Alright, so after this position, if they don't take, I'm kind of curious what we should have done. I don't like taking. I don't want to open up more of the queen side. I actually want to keep that. So anyway, they took, which I'm really happy for. They have only one square to go back to, and now we're threatening stuff. If they cover with the bishop, we're just going to take, and then take here, and then they have to start pushing like crazy to avoid getting mated. But we've also got other ways. We can do this. Oh no, sorry. In that case, we wouldn't be able to do this. No, actually, this would be an interesting situation to figure out. Here, 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 then you push, then you take back with a knight. Probably we're checking, check, king over. Yeah, we can check back and forth, but that's kind of worthless, right? So maybe we do that then, because then we have a mate here and here. You have to defend both. Then if you go here, oh yeah, then because then we can do this, and there's only the knight. Okay, yeah, so that was probably also pretty good. So yeah, G6 and F5 are really the main moves here for black to try and defend themselves. I'm really happy with this. I think this is the correct move as well. Opposite the king, so that bishop can't take if we jump something here and we allow our bishops to come in. This I think was a waste of time. I think I should have just gone here directly. And then taken, and then literally kind of done like half this plan. I don't know, maybe it doesn't quite work, but I don't know if this ended up being worth it. Okay, black found some nice little counterplay center plans. I did not see this coming at all. I didn't want to play here, because I didn't want them to push their pawn while this is defended. If it wasn't defended, I would have loved it, because taking that with check would be really good for us. But you're here, and then they take. Then I feel that we have to take back. Maybe they take with the bishop, the knight. Now it's hitting our queen, so I guess we have to take again. Maybe to take with the rook. Then they have to take with the queen. Bring our other rook over, hitting the queen. Yeah, I mean we could sack here, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe this plan with the rook up was too slow. Anyway, great find by black here, sacrificing the knight, but then gaining our bishop for it. The knight wasn't actually able to do much defending, and the bishop was part of our attack. So I think that was good for black, for white, for black. Yeah. Okay, but here thankfully we found kind of the plan. So we have enough pieces here to make the attack work. Basically these guys, and these guys are just defending. So okay, this is where I think some of the people were saying knight x e5. Hey Martin. Oh, I catch you on live. I'll watch the whole thing later. Hello, Future Water. Hey, man. Yeah, enjoy work. I hope things are going well that side. You're off to work now, right? After bishop g5, knight x e5. You mean here? Knight x e5. Yeah. I actually think, would I go here? Because your queen's hanging. And if you want to take a pawn, I'm still defending it. If you defend the pawn, then I take, then you take, then I take, and your knight's hanging, and I'm gonna take here. I don't know. We can have a look at it. Maybe. Oh, you're at work already. Nice. Nice. After knight c6 d5. Um, knight x d3. Yeah, knight x d3. No, but the point of knight x d3 was that I've got my bishop checking out your queen, right? So taking, you'll end up getting a pawn, and oh, you'll get a fair amount of stuff. You'll get this, maybe this for your queen. Um, Could be okay. We'll have a look at it with the engine as well, but it is very complicated, as you say. Anyway, they found this, but I think we found the right way to continue. Um, this was a mistake. I don't think they should have taken with the king. At this point, I think we're just winning. Probably at this point, what they should have done is they should have maybe checked us once. Like you check, we block. Maybe, yeah, you check, you block, you go up threatening this, but then actually we have this, which helps. So maybe it doesn't matter, because our queens, oh, I wonder. Our queen's helping to defend this, and if you take here, that's mate, and if you don't take here, I guess we would just take the rook at some point. Anyway, they took, and I think this is just a forced mate sequence. This backwards knight jump is the critical point, because going backwards is just pointless, but doing this is really good because you allow your queen to come in and then your knight can still come in. This is a pattern that you need to keep in mind. I'm so glad I remember that the knight can jump like that. Queen f6 line, it looked very interesting. Yeah, for sure. Can you tell me roughly where? I'm gonna go through it. You can tell me um, the number that you're considering. Alright, very happy with that. Let's look at the... Alright, firstly, our opponent was Tom Dare, 1967. I'm actually just going to make a quick memo. I try to keep a general Nimzo Indian Samish. Nimzo Indian Samish. There we go. Save that. And let's just have a look at the opening theory first. So, yeah, this is called the Samish. They take, we take back. C5 is the main move. E3. Knight C6 is main. Castle B6. All of this scores pretty well for black at the master level. So they played D6, which is not a move I'm well aware of. And then we go, yeah, bishop D3. They castled. Knight E2. Oh, we played E4 here. I think E4 is better. Yeah, E4 is slightly preferred because you get the movement that you want anyway. Okay, and immediately we're out of theory. Okay, let's see if we get back into it. 96. Okay, here we've still got a bit of theory. Now, our opponent just didn't play the main line. So I don't think our opponent really knows this version of the Nimzo Indian very well. Which happens, there are a bunch of versions you have to learn. Let's rather look at the top lead chess, 2000 and up, rapid and classical. I think they will be a bit more similar looking games for us. Alright, so castle 92. We played e4, which I think is best. Just yeah, engine also says get the pawn in. E5. Pushing. Oh yeah, d5 feels uncomfortable though because black's got a fair bit of space, and Olatsko bishop does nothing. So I do like this more. And of course, if you ever take, we can just take back and win the pawn, and then you've got an IQP. E5, I did not consider that. But knight E2, E5, castle E4, F3, it's all very similar. Alright, anyway, so they castled, we played E4, they played B6, knight E2, knight F3. These people are also not kind of playing the main plan, I think. Knight E2 is the main plan. Bishop B, F3, yeah, so F3 here I think was unnecessary. D5 also, I don't think necessary. We want to be able to break open the F file. So as long as we can keep the diagonal from crumbling, sorry, this diagonal from crumbling, we just want to keep on working on our plan here. So this is probably okay. Queen up, I don't know about. Here's one more. F4, here we go. Okay, so this is, we're back into some theory. Great, so we've just transposed to something completely different. Here we go. And rook AC is not really. E5 here again is actually good for us. Oh, okay, yeah, E5 is good for us here because we can take, and then we can do this, and we get our F file. Yeah, this is what we want. And what are we threatening? Queen, rook up. If you do this, probably we're coming in here. Then you have to jump your knight somewhere back, I guess. Alright, cool. But here I think we're out of complete theory. No one else has played like this, so we can just open up the engine analysis and see what we see. Echlani, oh sorry, Nabil, Nabil. That name is so difficult to try pronounce. Nabil, can you tell me where exactly you're curious about the line? Oh, we were crushing and then we lost it. Oh no. Okay. So let's see. Let's see. We had a nice advantage here. Take back here. It's plus 2.4, right? So white is getting the kind of triangle we want. We're using these pieces to limit. So look at this. We're coming on the king side inside this triangle, and all of black's pieces are sitting on the opposite triangle. So there's nothing defending the king after that bishop move, after the knight moves. I mean, not nothing, but basically, right? So this is why it's doing so well. We've got our light square bishop out, our dark square bishop can come out, we've got one rook already, we've got our knight ready, our queen's coming in, and the other rook can lift and come in very quickly as well. Yeah, so this feels pretty good. Here, oh, bishop up was best. Bishop up was best. Okay, I don't think I would have played bishop up. CD here, queen over. I was going to defend this way. This is also okay. Yeah, I was like, why am I lifting the F rook when the A rook can do the same and also be more active? Okay, and here almost certainly I would have taken. Almost certainly I would have taken en passant. Yeah, almost certainly I would have taken en passant there. Very unlikely I wouldn't have. I dislike this line incredibly. I definitely am not playing that. Alright, here I like that. Yeah, here directly was the plan. We didn't have to faff around with this other one. Queen in. What if I take and you take back and I check? Oh, you've got a knight there still, so here take, pawn takes. Yeah, I don't have anything. This is a draw. Alright, so this second rook, although it was really nice, apparently wasn't the thing we needed to do. Nabil is fine, cool, thank you very much. Towards the end I'll say when I say it, cool, please do. Nibble, nibble. Martin, I appreciate you being here. Please enjoy it properly later though. Yeah. Oh, okay, here obviously this is also just we're dropping our mid pawn. Really nice find by black. Oh my goodness. Here, what would we have done here? It's hitting our bishop, right? So we can take, I guess. They'll take with the king, I'm guessing. We can take here. They'll probably take with that pawn. I would have had to have started to take a h pawn up. Yeah, still very equal actually in this position. If they don't take the pawn, but they did. So that was good. Rook c2 was a mistake. Oh, here actually. So this queen f6 is the line that I think you guys were talking about, right? Is this the one? Let's see what the engine says. Queen e, another threat. That's very nice. Back again, takes. And now if you take, it's the same problem, I guess. I come in here and I've got so many rooks. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay, I mean, this is completely winning, so I don't think we have to look again. Alright, hang on, so this is maybe the line? Yeah, that's the one. I did not consider... I saw the problem with knight e, as well as over here. Oh no, sorry, that's silly. Here, over here. I did see the defense, but I missed that this is also an attack. And the fact that now I've lined up my rooks onto the f pawn if the rook falls. So back here, takes. If you don't take, I'm just obviously winning, right? So Oh, there's a better mate here. Here. Oh, that was also mate. Okay, there's two mate in ones there. Okay, cool. So fair enough. I think you guys found a really, really nice continuation and much better than mine. This is where I threw away my advantage. Oh, no. I thought I was so smart with... Oh, yeah. Okay. So it was basically a draw if they just didn't take the bishop. But as soon as they do, it's really good. As soon as they do, it's really good for us. And that was just us running in circles. This was apparently not the move. This was the move. Oh, okay. The engine just needs a second. Yeah, and now this is just mate. And you can take... I would have taken with the pawn. Oh, but I have this. I didn't even see this. Whoa! Another mate in one. There are so many mate in ones here, hey? Queen e7. Yeah, I didn't see, because I saw like, oh no, the knight's gonna jump, and then I stopped. Silly, silly. Anyway. Alright, so super happy to win. Clearly though, our attack was a little bit dubious. Over here, not quite understanding the bishop f4. I don't know, like, is it because of this? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but apparently bishop f4. And what if you do it anyway? Oh, I got it. Okay, bishop f4 stops f5 because the pawn hits the queen. Ah, learned something new. Yeah, okay. Okay, I get the idea. So, because the queen is on this diagonal, and because this break allows us, either in one or two steps allows us to take, we want to be ready to discover onto the queen. Now I know I get it. Alright, I mean it just felt really good to put like an obvious mate threat on the board. I'd expected g6, I thought this was the main move. If you go here, I definitely would have taken, I don't know, I don't know what I would have done. But I definitely would have taken, almost certainly, en passant, just like, it's a have to, isn't it? Maybe here, I would have tried to stick around, I think. Yeah, something like that. Alright, but we're going to call it. I think that was our game for today. Thank you very, very much for everyone who came through. Let me just see from the top. Kumar Mohanty who came through, thank you very much again. Mohanty joined us yesterday. I really appreciate seeing returning faces. Rex, I hope that you got some of your answers. And good luck with your tournament on May the 20th. It's close to my birthday, actually. Chess Mediate came past with a few options. Really wanted to see a rucksack, but didn't stick around for it, I think. And then Older German. I don't know if you come to the channel often, but yes, I always write test at the start just to check that everything is connected before I actually open up the stream proper. It's just part of my little ritual, so yeah. Really glad to see some discussion as well. So Nabil and Rex had a really nice discussion here. I was super happy to see that. And Nabil, thank you much for sticking around towards the end so we can check out that Queen f7, f6 line. Turns out I was crushing. And Martin, as always, appreciate it. Hope that you have a good day at work. It was storming when I started the game, but now thankfully it's not. And I think we have to take our little man to the doctor quickly. His skin has gone a little bit funny. I think this house, different area of Japan, is just impacting him a bit much. So we are going into town. And yeah, we will see you again next time. Thank you very much, everyone. Please check out the channel if you want to see more of these games. And we continue on our journey once again. With this one, we are back into the 2050s. We're going to be 2052. So we've kind of been hovering here for the past 3, 4, 5 games actually. So hopefully to see a bit of an improvement again in the coming time. But every game we are improving, right? And at some point the rating will come. Oh, Nabil, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Stay safe and yeah, thank you very much. The subs is the big thing, right? That's how you get your YouTube stuff going. We need more people to subscribe. So thank you very much for everyone who does. I super appreciate it. And kind of religiously checking every day, like how's the numbers looking. So yeah, good stuff. Yeah, thanks a lot, Martin. I think you should be fine. Um, we just want to see if the cream is good enough, if there might be some other reason we should consider a few things. But yeah, All good. So, thank you very much, everyone. That's been way too long to say thanks, but appreciate it. Keep on walking, keep on improving, and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.